How you doing? My name is John Sikoris, and this is Sharif Sikoris, and we're the owners of Titan Medical Center.
You have no idea what's coming.
What's going on? Welcome to Talking Shit. Well, talking smack, but it's the same thing, right? When you talk a smack, you kind of talk a little shit. Alright, listen to me. I know I've been getting a little political a little bit lately, and I know that some of you guys get a little girdle and an uproar. Simmer down. Alright? I like to keep this show talking smack about just talking about anything, okay? Kind of Joe Rogan-esque, what it means. I don't want to be like Joe Rogan, because I disagree with half the shit he talks about. You know, and he's too politically fucking, you know, like that. But what I'm trying to tell you is that I like to talk about everything. Like, he doesn't just sit and talk about the UFC, you know, he talks about everything. A lot of times he does talk about the UFC, and a lot of times I will talk about bodybuilding and bodybuilding-related shit here. But I like to talk about a little bit of everything, okay? Because we got the other show, the old school training show, which is about training, nutrition, whatever. You know, that's strictly bodybuilding. But here, I like to, you know, see if I can help you guys with life hack things, you know what I mean? I just want everybody, you know, to understand that just because I have my political views doesn't mean that you have, you have to fucking agree with me, because it's the way the world is, right? It's like a vegan. If a vegan wants to eat vegetables, which I eat vegetables, I'm never against vegans, okay? I've never said I don't like vegans or whatever. Well, most vegans are nuts, but what I'm saying is I'm not against vegetables, okay? Or eating vegetables. I'd be a fool. But if that's what you want to do, that's up to you. But, you know, the way people are pushing their agendas today, okay, I'm not pushing my agenda on anybody, but I'm telling you how I feel, because it's my show, and that's what you guys want to watch this for. Okay? Gabish, okay? Alright? So, that's why we're going to talk about, you know, some things, and, you know, that aren't always related to bodybuilding. Ironically, today, most of those things are related to bodybuilding, but, you know, I've been doing the political stuff lately, you know, and, there are people out there just don't like it. You know, they're going to attack and everything else. So, if you want to attack, if it bothers you and you want to attack, go ahead, attack. I don't care. I'm not trying to change your political view. I'm just telling you where I feel, okay? You could have your own show, and you could talk about your political views. It works like that. It's all over the internet. So, alright. So that's where we stand, okay? That's what, my little rant here is about. Just basically, we're trying to get everybody, you know, we're trying to give all sides to everything, and I totally respect everybody's views, okay? And by the way, you know, I was talking about drinking milk. I still got guys that are really seriously sicko in the head. Now, I just did a video. It hasn't been posted. By the time I'm doing this right now, it hasn't been posted yet. Okay, it's an old school video. I did the second thing on the milk thing. But let me just say something, okay, about you. A few of you guys who are so adamant about, like, drinking milk. We're drinking a cow's milk. And I don't give a shit. You can sit here and tell me, oh, but we've been drinking that since the cavemen. Good for you, okay? But it's not correct for us. There's a lot of things we've been doing since cavemen, okay? It's not correct for us, you know? If you took if your mother came to you and squeezed her tit and said, here's some milk, I just squeezed it. Here, drink that. You'd be like, get the fuck out of here. You know what I mean? If you milked a German Shepherd, you know what I mean, and it said, here's some milk, you go get the fuck out of here, right? Yeah, your mother's milk is correct for you. German Shepherd's isn't. But why not, when you say, what does that got to do with anything? Well, you're drinking milk from a cow. What's different from a cow to a German Shepherd to a fucking drinking the milk from a fucking grizzly bear or drinking the milk from a goat? You know what I mean? You shouldn't be drinking milk as adults. That's all my rant is about, okay? Not here today. We're not going to talk about that today. But I'm still getting attacked. But guys, just try to make that clear. You wouldn't drink your own mother's milk. You know what I mean? I'm sure you wouldn't do that. Maybe some of you freaks out there would. You know, everybody's a little fucking nuts today. But for the most part, most of you would be like, get the fucking shit away from me. But you'll drink something that comes in a container and packaged nice, and there it is. It's milk. No. All right? I'm not going to get into that. That's just a rebuttal. There you go. All right? Just like my political shit is a rebuttal, you know? All right? All right. Let's get busy. All right, one of the guys on here named Chris. Now, God, listen, guys. I write these questions, and I don't know. I don't know. I can't read my own handwriting. I tell you that every week. I know, but this one's really bad. I don't know why I can't tell if I wrote this. Christian, but it's Christian. There's no H in it. And Christian Nasiu. Maybe it's wrong. I'm sorry, Christian, whatever you say your name. Forgive me. Anyway, he writes, I'm a 40-year-old man, and I've recently gotten divorced, blah, 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 blah. I am now, he likes younger girls. He's now dating a 20-year-old girl. He said he knows that I have a history of that, and my girlfriend's young, a lot younger than me. I'm 27 years older than her mother, than her. I'm 7 years older than, we don't know how old her mother is. I'm either 5 or 7 years old. Her mother doesn't even know. Won't even get into that. But, he says, are there any challenges or difficulties, dating a younger girl? And I guess this pertains to all you older guys. Now listen, we all see young girls, right, bro? And you see these fucking girls, and they didn't look like, when I was young, remember, I was in high school in 1974. Or 1974, I was in high school. Girls did not look the way they look today. That's a fact. Even in the 80s, if you went to high school in the 80s, you would say the girls did not look the way they look today. Okay? But I gotta say something to you. Beware of what you wish for. Because you might get it, and you might not realize you want it. You know what I mean? Beware of what you wish for. Because, let me tell you something about young girls, bro. When you're dealing with a young girl, their mindset is different. They grew up in a different era, so their values, the way they think, and everything else is different. So all you older guys that say, oh man, I wish I had a younger girl or whatever, listen to me. First of all, don't do that to your wife. That's not fair. Okay, don't do that. Visually, yeah. Okay, I get it. We're men. We're fucked up. But let me tell you something. A younger girl wants a text message all day. They're into that fucking, twerking and shit like that. You take a younger girl out, her values are different. You know what I mean? I sit and, even though my girlfriend is now 32, okay, she'll still want to hear that fucking rap music, that fucking blasts, you know what I mean, and shit. And I'm not talking about the rap music like my boy Melly Mel, Grandmaster Flash, and all the guys I'm good friends with, okay, from those days. I'll tell you that this rap today is not rap, it's fucking garbage, you know what I'm saying? Fetty Wap and all the shit that my daughter likes, You gotta sit around and you listen to that shit. You're in the car and you want to hear fucking Led Zeppelin or something like that. Or even just something else. And she wants to hear Fetty Wap or some other fucking gangster fucking rapper. And you're looking at her like, yo, this is garbage. That's what happens. There's a huge gap in generation here. And you're gonna have to deal with that. Alright? And a young girl, is, 20 years old, bro, is going to be wanting a text message all day and maybe have her own little snatch chat, you know what I'm saying? Snatch chat, and fucking, whatever you call that shit. I don't even know, bro. Remember, I'm the guy with the flip phone, okay? They like to have their own little bullshit that, that young girls do today and young girls want. And you're not going to like that. You're not going to want her on social media all day and all that stuff because you're insecure, okay? Me, I don't give a shit. My girl and I are great. Because she's fucking nuts, so we get along great. But for the most part, the only thing you're going to have in common with a girl who's a lot younger than you is the fact that maybe you got some scuttle, okay, and you don't mind spending it. And she looks good, okay? She's got that young 20-year-old girl body, just like your girl did when you were younger, bro. Okay? So don't, beware of what you wish for. Don't always think that the grass is greener on the other side. Okay? Because they also grew up liking younger guys. And now they're with you for a specific, maybe for a reason or something. Don't think that they don't have those eyes and younger guys don't spot them or because they look good in a bikini. Listen. I love younger girls. Everybody knows that. Okay? I do. But let's be realistic. Let's put square pegs in square holes. If you're looking to date, try to date somewhere around your own age. Okay? If you're young and you're watching this and you're 21, 22, God bless you. Okay? But if you're 40-something years old and you want to date a 20-year-old because you think she's hot, you'll see what's going to happen. You'll see. We'll see how long that lasts. Okay? Because I'm telling you right now, the whole value system, the whole thought process and everything is different from yours. You grew up in a different era. Okay? If you played Led Zeppelin or fucking Metallica or Ozzy Osbourne for a girl my daughter's age, they're gonna be like, oh shit. Now you may say, that's not true. That's not true. Wait a minute. Listen to me. There's exceptions to the rule. Okay? Especially if you have a father that grew up listening to that and he pushed that on you. So some girls today are like, oh no, I like Metallica. Yeah, okay. That's you. Okay, because your father and mother played that, and they, you got that. But if you said to my daughter, like Jimmy Page or Robert Plant or even Ozzy Osbourne, she might not even know who half those people are. You know what I mean? I remember talking about the band The Who, and she's like, "There's a band called The Who," And my daughter's 22. You know what I'm saying? By the way, my daughter just won another jiu-jitsu match the other day, so congratulations to my daughter. She got a fat lip out of it. Girl kicked her in the face, but my daughter fucking did the old ground and pound thing and put an end to that. So congratulations to my daughter. But regardless, what I'm trying to tell you guys is there's a big generation gap, and it comes the whole thought process. These kids today want to sit around and play video games. Not girls as much, but girls are gonna want the Gucci and the Prada and the this and the that. And, they're all into status and all want to outdo each other, Not all, but the average girl. You know what I mean? And they're going to, and you as an older guy are not going to like all that stuff. You're not going to want to see your girlfriend twerking on fucking, to you, you're like, yeah, that's hot, I'll let her twerk for me. She ain't going to want to twerk for you. She wants to twerk online because she wants to get the boys to see that shit. So beware of what you wish for, okay? My advice is to date your age around your generation, your people, because they can relate to that. Alright? They can relate to that. That's why a lot of times when people get married, they get married young, and the marriage don't work, because they both sides didn't really sow their oats enough, or get it out, so to speak. A second time around, when you get remarried and you meet somebody different and everything like that, and you're a little bit later in life and you marry a girl, it's, maybe she had the same thing, she's divorced, whatever. It's a little bit more solid because you know what you want. You've been through it, and listen, looks fade, baby. Looks fade, and everybody looks good when you're 20 years old. I looked good when I was 20 years old, believe it or not, okay? Everybody looks good when they're 20. But when you start getting older, girls age, let's just say men get distinguished with age. How many hot, older women, women testosterone fucking comes into play, because of the fucking change of life, and some of them look like men by the time they're fucking. I'm not saying all this. That's really bad for me to say that. What I'm trying to say is that date your fucking age, okay? If you're an older guy, date a girl that's older. She'll treat you better, and she'll respect your values more. And you can't push some girl that's 20 years old and tell her, I don't want you listening to that shit. I want you twerking only for me. I don't want you fucking... That twerking shit's a waste of time. That's the stupidest shit I've ever seen in my life. But maybe I'm just showing my age. But all that shit that she's going to want to do, take fucking selfies of herself, endless selfies, you know what I'm saying, to put them on, hand on the hip selfie, in the mirror selfie, you're not going to want to see that, and it's all over fucking, every Instagram and everything. When a girl gets older, she's not so into that as much, you know what I mean? Because maturity level, so the maturity level is going to be a lot different, so, alright, this is what I'm trying to tell you. So for you guys that, like, admire us other guys that are dating younger girls, beware what you wish for. That's all I'm telling you. Be happy with what you got. Date your wife. Work on your relationship with your girl, okay? And make shit happen. Stop looking over the fence and seeing every girl that's hot walk around with a nice ass. Because that nice ass, your girl once probably had a nice ass, okay? That nice ass ain't forever. Everybody looks good when they're 20. Alright. So, Kristen, basically that's Kristen, whatever your name is. That's the best. You're asking about the challenges. The challenges are you're going to have to deal with what the mentality of a 20-year-old and you're 40. That's the challenge, okay? A bish, that's the challenge. And when you were 20, values in life was different than when today when they're 20. So your 20-year-old self wouldn't even, and their 20-year-old self, two different eras, two different times, so in two different thought processes. So beware for that. Be ready for some girl's going to sit in the car and want to listen to fucking Fetty Wap, or fucking wants to fucking, listen to, like fucking, text message all day or take endless selfies. Beware of that, because that's what happens. And there's everything else that goes with that. Let's talk about something else. This is actually, leaving a bad taste in my mouth. Alright, and this guy, let's talk about something I think that's, like, really important to a lot of everybody. I just was talking about that girl shit. This is, like, stupid to me, to be honest with you. I like young girls, but give me a break. You know what I mean with that shit. This guy here is talking about something. I think this is a good thing to talk about. Nag Champia, Nagchampia wants to know, Greg, I've been taking steroids for a while, and I want to know what I can do to age properly and not destroy my body. What should I be doing? I'm 40 years old as well. Okay. So, no, I'm 40 years old, and 40 years old, whatever. Whew. My writing is really off today. I feel off, so, anyway. Alright, listen to me. This is a great question. Basically what he's asking me, well, he's taking steroids. He wants to live a long life, and he doesn't want to, this is the way I'm taking this, is that, he wants to know, what could he do to extend his life? I mean, he's taking steroids, which, okay, guys, listen to me. A cocktail for life, obviously, is, we want to live long and have a good life, and if you're going to, you're going to take steroids, you got to do certain things to help yourself, especially as you get older, because he's saying he's 40 and whatever. I feel that one of the things that you should be doing is definitely liver care is one of the most important parts of taking steroids. One of the most important things that you can do is take care of your liver. It's the more, if you're on steroids and you're not doing liver care, you're fucking crazy, okay? And I'm talking about, glutathione, I like all your antioxidants, to be honest with you, okay? But, NAC is fucking great. Dude, they give you NAC. Now, I know there's people who want the glutathione, injections as opposed to taking it orally. I get it, okay? But NAC is so good to take. They actually give you that shit in the hospital if you have a liver problem. You know what I'm saying? I believe I take Live 52, okay, which is Himalayan liver care, Tutica, stuff like that. All these things, I like a lot of B vitamins. These are the things that I feel help. Now, there's people out there that may disagree with me, and that's okay. You're asking me my opinion, all right? This is just my opinion. I'm not going online and reading some science shit and fucking and giving it to you, okay? I do believe, though, that taking care of your liver is important. The other thing, to help your body, the other thing, listen to me. Listen to me. I'm going to get close to the camera. Listen to me. Okay? Your kidneys. Why do you think that all these guys are getting sick? And most of them, it's kidney problems. And kidney leads to heart. Why? Because when you take steroids, blood pressure, right? Your blood pressure goes up. And blood pressure is a kidney destroyer. So we also want to keep our sodiums not down. We need sodium, but we need to get potassium. Now listen to me. My boy Tony Huge, Coach Trevor has talked about this, and I know about this for a long time. Right here. This is what I take. This is my bottle. Right here. New salt. Okay? 1/6 of a teaspoon of this. 1/6 of a teaspoon. First of all, this is a potassium hydrochloride. Okay? It's not salt. It's potassium hydrochloride in its purest form. It's crystals of potassium hydrochloride. The best. Not the potassium gluconate and all those other potassium. This is the best. Potassium hydrochloride. And if you take 1/6 of a teaspoon, okay, of that, it's great. That's 550 milligrams of micrograms of potassium, okay, of great pure potassium. And we want to balance our sodium and our potassium. I also believe in taking multi-minerals as well, because you don't want just potassium. You want the whole thing. They kind of work in synergy together. And drink tons of water, fluids throughout the day. Okay? All right? No, I wasn't eating nuts. The fuck was I eating? Something with a sesame seed. My boy Carlo Filippone, sesame chicken is what I was eating. And it had the sesame seed, so spit. Anyway, so the potassium is very important to balance the sodium, because too much sodium can push your blood pressure. You know what I mean? And we want to balance it. We don't want to restrict our sodium. We want to take in more potassium. And to get the amount of potassium you would need daily from bananas and shit like that, you'd have to eat a fucking like 15, 16 bananas. Okay? So, and all those carbs and sugar, no good. A good source of potassium is this. Okay? I'm telling you, this is... cream of tartar is also a form of potassium. It's potassium butyrate, and I never say that right. Whatever. But it is a potassium, and I do take that at times as well. Cream of tartar, but I think that new salt is so good because it's potassium chloride, and it's potent. Okay, and it's a very, very good way of balancing out. If you had a real salty foods, you want to keep your blood pressure in check. And steroids alone will drive your blood pressure up. If you start eating tons of sodium and all that shit, you don't want to kill the kidneys, all right? So we want the kidneys, we want the blood pressure to stay normal, and we want the kidneys to stay in check. And, you could take kidney care. There's plenty of, little kidney supplements out there. What I believe is by balancing your minerals and really getting your minerals on point and drinking lots of fluid. I believe that's really, really important for your kidneys. So these are two things. Taking care of the liver and taking care of the kidneys. Those two things alone will help you live a lot longer. And your body, it'll ease your body up with, taking steroids. Those are the things that you really, really, really need to do. Okay? Those are two of the things. And remember, when the blood pressure's high, it puts pressure on the heart. Let me tell you, it's bad. Okay, the heart and the kidneys, man, they go. I mean, that's what happened. My father died of liver cirrhosis. Okay, he didn't drink, never drank in his life, but I think he had hepatitis in the army or something like that. He got caught hepatitis in the Korean War, and in the end, when his kidney was fine and his heart was fine, but once the liver started going and it really affected the kidney went and the heart went, and that was it. You know, it's no good. Okay, so when we take steroids, we got to worry about that. The other thing I think to help, we're talking about longevity here too, and this guy's asking me about lifestyle, and he wants to live a longer life. Always take one of the things I think as you get older, I think that's really, really, really important. And doctors have talked about this. It's been on TV, but I've known about this. I've been talking about this for years, even in videos. Ejaculate. Use it or lose it, all right? And if you lose it, it's bad. See, one of the things we need to do is trick our body into believing that we're still young, okay? That we're young and we can reproduce. Because when an older man reaches a certain level, and he doesn't use that down there like he, anymore really, or just sporadically, or maybe jerking off or whatever he does, your balls become like fucking plums and shit sometimes, and you just, like an old man's got these big fucking dead hanging nuts and stuff, and it's because you don't ejaculate, and what happens is the prostate comes into play and everything. Prostate's a muscle. So when you ejaculate, you're working that muscle. And your body says, we're on this earth to reproduce and then eventually die. That's it. Every animal, same thing. We're on this earth to reproduce and die, not just live long lives. Okay? Now, the reason why you want to ejaculate is also makes your body constantly produce more sperm and, and everything else. And you want your body to believe that you're still sexually active, because therefore it will make the prostate still stay younger and work. Your dick will work. This doctor say, even Dr. Oz has come out and said that, even though I think he's a fucking momo. I have family members that's their doctor, so we know Dr. Oz. But what I'm trying to tell you is, you gotta ejaculate. You gotta do it frequently. Whether it's by yourself, release the hostages, shake hands with the general, release the hostages. You know what I mean. Okay. And whether you do it by yourself, or if you're lucky enough that you got, the old ladies can still do the bafangu. Hey, listen, whatever it takes, right? That's what you gotta do. Because that's important. And I know some of you guys are laughing like, really, ejaculating's really going to make it? Yeah, it is. It is. Because it's going to make your body, it tricks your body into believing that you're still able to produce children, and you're still able to, that you're still active like that. And believe it or not, it's a key to one of the fountains of youth, that I believe in that firmly. Okay? So, trust me on this. Trust me. Your prostate's a muscle, bro. Use it or you're going to lose it. And when you lose it, it becomes inflamed and cancerous and you're fucked. Okay? And listen, the reason why I also like to throw a little bit of an anti-estrogen in this cocktail for, living a longer life. Because the reason why men also can get prostate cancer is because of estrogen. It's not testosterone. It's the estrogen and DHT and all that shit. But the problem is that the estrogen, that's why guys grow tits. Okay? Guys grow tits when they're fucking, when they're 50, 60 years old, to grow tits. Why doesn't a guy get prostate cancer when he's fucking 21? When his testosterone's screaming? Because it's not testosterone. Okay? It's estrogen. There you go. That's what it is. So I like to take an estrogen blocker. For me, I'll take a letrozole maybe once every 10 days. That's me. All right? Because I don't like estrogen. I don't want that shit. I believe in stopping estrogen a little bit. Not because I don't want to block it totally. So that's why I do it once every 10 days. Okay? And also it'll stop progesterone. You could also take cabergoline as well, But the thing is, we want we want our body to be younger again and still producing. You could take HCG also with the testosterone. When I was taking testosterone, even I was taking 6,000 milligrams. Every 6 weeks I would take in a little FSH hormone, which is Clomid, which will help to stimulate my own balls, okay? And ACG, which is, gonadotrophin, which your balls will produce. But, HCG alone helps to produce testosterone. But to get your own HCG going, I like to take FSH hormone, which is Clomid. Okay, I would do that every 6 weeks. I would throw in like a week or 2 week cycle of that in there just to keep my body, producing its own shit. Okay, so these are just little things that you can do. I mean, I could sit here and make a video for hours about, and then there's this, and then there's that. But these are basic things, okay? So basically we want to keep our liver working correctly and clean. We want, and watch your carbohydrates and all that stuff and sugars so the liver doesn't become a fatty liver. All right? We want to keep our kidneys working, functioning correctly. And the way to do that is by keeping our blood pressure down, okay? Which will help the heart as well, which you use potassiums and all your minerals. It's hard to get potassium. So, the right amount. So that's why I recommend a little bit of new salt. Just a little bit. You put it's 1/6 of a teaspoon. Read the back. It'll tell you. Okay? You could do a little bit more if you need it, but especially if you eat salty foods. So we want to balance that out, okay? I do believe in keeping the prostate active, okay? And I believe in all of that. And I believe in blocking a little bit of estrogen. I believe all that works. And if you're on a heavy cycle of steroids, I think you could do ACG and Clomid every 6 weeks. If you're not on steroids and you're an older guy and you just want to use this cocktail, basically, you don't need the ACG, and you can use it. But you got to always be careful, because without this testosterone, I think he could also stimulate a lot of estrogen. So you got to be careful with all that shit. You know what I mean? With the Clomid and all that. You know what I mean? This is just the way I do it. Some of you may be like, no, he's wrong. I don't like that. That's all right. It's all right. You do what you want to do. Okay? But if you're asking me, this is my opinion. There you go. All right? Donald Trump's morning breath. This is a real fucking Donald Trump's morning breath. Who fucking thinks of a name like that? And by the way, I checked you when you ask me stupid questions like that. Well, when you get stupid names like this, sometimes I'll check and I'll go to your account and I'll see, guy's got no subscribers. So it's either one of you guys being a clown, fucking around. Okay, even though the question's legit, it's funny, the fucking name, Donald Trump's morning breath. I think that's funny. Anyway. I actually saw one time somebody had a screening called Barbara Bush's morning breath. This is Donald Trump's morning breath. Wants to know, is it true that when you lift weights and get huge, you become muscle-bound? Well, that's a great question in a sense, because there is some truth to that. Now, follow me. When I was huge, I was not nearly as agile as I was before I was huge. I was always a great athlete. Always. Okay, always. And when I was a kid, I remember I started lifting weights. My mother used to say to me, you're going to lose all your ability. You're going to become all flexed up, she used to say. And you're not going to be able to play sports anymore. You're going to be muscle-bound. And I was like, I ain't going to be muscle-bound. And what the funny fucking thing was, I used to be able to do it. I've said this before. I used to be able to climb the high school. I used to go up to the school, and I climb up on a fucking roof. I climb the windows straight up, bro. There were no ledges. There was just like lips. It was stuck out about this far, with the windowsill. And I climb up and I get up on a roof, dude. I could climb, bro. You have no idea the shit I used to be able to do. You know what I mean? And I get up on that fucking roof, man. I used to get all the baseball, the balls. Not baseballs a lot of times, like kickballs and other balls, some baseballs, and tennis balls and shit. I would get them all off the roof and I climbed back down. I could do anything. I could walk on my hands. I could do a fucking iron cross. I think I've told everybody this before. I tried to do it recently and I fucking fell. I fell down I actually was doing it between two staircases. Like I used to do when I was a kid. I used to be able to do an iron cross and walk up the stairs. Because there's a staircase, here's the stairs, and here's the wall with a railing. And I used to be able to climb all the way up. I used to be able to do an iron cross with an L, like this, you know. And I'd be able to get up the staircase like this. I'd be able to do an iron cross and get up like this, and I get up like this, and I get up like this. I tried to do that recently in the same house, and man, I almost killed myself. What I'm trying to say is, then, when I was in high school, I remember I was the fastest kid, bro. I was 9th grade. I could run as fast as anybody in a senior or anything. One guy who was my friend, Tommy Tucker, one time we ran against each other, okay? He beat me, I beat him, and then we tied. So how's that for fucking dead on? We were the 2 fastest kids in the school. We were 9th grade, could run faster than anybody. And I could run long distance. So I could do any of that shit. I could walk on my hands. I used to do a duck walk. I could do anything. I could run up a side of the wall. I could, you know, I used to run up a wall and I could slap the ceiling over 10 feet. So I'm just saying, you have no idea. Anyway, so one time I went into the gym and I did the seated leg press like this, you know, on a machine. Whoa! I almost fell backwards. Holy fuck. That's because of this stupid fucking chair. Anyway, I used to do like this, and you push the leg out like that, right? Well, I remember doing that shit, and I got such a pump. It's the first time I ever got a pump on my legs, you know? And I was young. I was maybe like 13 years old, 14 years old. I was already lifting weights from upper body, but I hadn't started doing legs yet because we didn't have no squat. I was lifting in my house. I didn't have a squat rack, you know what I mean? So I went to the gym, I did that, and then all of a sudden I got up in the first leg pump ever, and it was a monster leg pump. Like the best leg pump you guys can imagine that you get, like, you know. So I'm fucking like, oh my God, no way. And you know when after you, like if you did squats or leg press or something, you know when you get a wicked leg pump, you almost can't walk, your legs are shaking and shit like that? Well, that's where it was. It was so pumped, and I went outside, quickly ran outside. I didn't run, I walked outside, and I tried to run, and I couldn't run. I couldn't fucking run. And I got so scared. I said, I'm never, ever, ever going to do legs ever again. That was it. I thought, like, oh my God, I thought that, like, I became muscle. Thank God, you know, obviously the pump eventually leaves you, and then you're fine. You're back to normal again. But I thought, oh my God, my mother was right. You know, I lost all my athletic ability because I got this fucking leg pump, you know. And, of course, now my legs are my best body part. But what I'm saying is, when I got real big, and Dave Palumbo's talked about this, there's other guys who talked about it, when you get real big, you can't move like you used to be able to move. So therefore, there is a degree of truth, again, muscle bound, okay? That's the problem when you get real big. Now, if you stretch out, you can minimize that. You can minimize that muscle bound, you know, type of feeling where you're not as agile. But even the biggest guys in the UFC, all right, I always talk about this. Mariusz Pudzianowski, super heavyweight fucking monster, went into fight in the MMA, went from being the world's strongest man and started to fighting, and he had to go and lose weight. Why? Because he was so massive that he was getting gassed out easy. And I'm sorry, he did not move right. You could see it, you know? So I don't know how much weight he lost. I think he lost like 50, 60 pounds or so. He had to lose at least. I'm just telling you, it's a fact. It's a fact that when you're a big dude, when I was fucking young, man, I can throw a baseball from center field and throw it right to the catcher, throw a strike. I actually threw it over the backstop. You know what I'm saying? But as an older guy, shit, man. You know what I mean? Especially when I was super jacked, I couldn't throw from fucking second base to pitcher's mound. I couldn't, you know what I mean? I just couldn't do it. Because of the fucking, you know, muscle. I mean, I felt like my arm was going to rip off. And no way could I was a great gymnast, you know what I mean? Even I didn't do gymnastics in school, but I was a natural gymnast. I used to do gymnastics, you know, I could do any of that shit, bro. I could jump on rings, you know, I can't do any of that anymore. I'd fall, bro. I did fall, okay? But I used to be a great natural athlete. I can't do any of that. It's the same thing. When you get guys who are monsters, unless they do it on a regular basis, like pull-ups and shit, You're weighing 300 pounds. You ain't going to be doing no pull-ups like they're fucking. You see these guys 110 pounds, they can stand there and do 2,000 pull-ups because they're light and they're different. It's a different. They're not like a fucking bowling ball trying to do that. You understand? It's a totally different animal. Totally different animal. So there is degree of truth of being too big and being too, getting muscle bound. I mean, that's exactly. When I got really, really jacked, that's exactly what happened to me, And I just feel like that's why it's not real healthy when you get out. Like, if you're going to fight MMA, bro, you can't be super jacked. So the biggest guy, that's what show me, who's super jacked in the fucking, you're going to say like somebody like, what's his name there, the Cuban guy, you know what I'm saying? You're going to talk about him? Next guy. Dude, he's not nothing compared to a bodybuilder. He's like 160, 170 pounds. You know what I mean? You don't understand. You don't understand. You can't be super jacked and be in it. Now, somebody like Brock Lesnar. You may say, well, what about Brock Lesnar? Okay, Brock Lesnar, he's a big fucking guy, right? But he gasses easy. After 2 minutes, he's gassed. And he's also a big guy naturally. But he ain't muscle bound. By no means he's not muscle bound. He's big because he's a big man. But pound for pound, he's not. You shrink him down to my height, I'm fucking way bigger than him. You understand what I'm saying? It's not the same. When you carry, it's not normal for, I'm 5'6", so it's not normal for me to be 200 and almost 80 pounds. I was just shy, too. It was like 278 or something like that. Okay, and I wasn't fat. So it's not normal, bro. It's not normal, and it's not good, and it's a strain on the heart. So, where am I going with this fucking rant? I don't even know. He asked me, is it true you can get muscle bound? Yeah, it's true. It can. But my best recommendation is that you gotta constantly stretch. All right? There are guys that have big legs and that could do splits and everything like that and still kick a bag and still do that stuff. Will they get gassed? That's the difference. Could they do a 5-minute round in the UFC? More than likely, no. But, for 30 seconds, punching a bag or kicking a bag, doing anybody can kick a bag. It doesn't hit your back. But you understand what I'm saying. All right? Oh, I don't know. I hope that fucking answers your question. I mean, I don't know what else more I could say about that. But it is true. You can get muscle bound. Was that change your life? No. I don't know what that does, but you asked me that question, I'm going to answer. Guys, if you don't like what the fuck I'm talking about, subjects, and put it down. Write something down. Ask me about it. It doesn't have to be about, when we're talking smack here, it doesn't have to be about bodybuilding at all. Okay? Here we're talking a little bit about bodybuilding. I know I've been getting political lately, like I said before, but you don't have to, you ask me. Ask me. This is what we're here to, I'm here to help you guys, If you don't like what we're talking about today, then you change the subject by asking me something. I'm answering what people are asking me. This is what you guys are asking me, what you want to know. So don't just sit there and watch these videos. Get involved. Speak. Talk. Ask me what my opinion is on something, and I'll give it to you if you want it. If not, hey, what do you want me to do, right? All right. Alright, so guys, listen to me. That's it for this month. I hope your New Year's is going better. Alright, I hope things are working out for you. You gotta make changes in your life if you want things to happen, new things to happen, and different things to happen. Success doesn't knock on your door. You gotta go to it, and you gotta change your thinking. Okay? Change the way you are with your family. If you feel like your kids don't treat you right, your ex-wife and you, or your wife is giving you trouble, maybe it's you. Maybe it's you, okay? Change your thinking. Be a better person. Go back to dating your wife. Remember what I told you, okay? And the rest of everything goes back into play. That's what we got to do, all right? All right, listen to me. Let me first, don't go away. Don't change the fucking channel here. Let me first just touch upon what we discussed. The whole thing about dating a young girl. Let's go back to just, listen to me. Thing about dating somebody younger, if you're older, is the generation gap's huge. Beware of what you wish for. Okay? And her value system is different from your value system. Even if you were 20, the 20-year-old you and the 20-year-old today think totally different. So if you can deal with endless selfies and the other bullshit that goes on, unless you got a 20-year-old that's got like an old soul, beware of what you wish for. Why don't you work on what you got? And stop looking over the fence at what somebody else has and what you wish you had. Okay? Stop doing that. Because trust me, that 20-year-old today is going to be a 40-year-old in 20 years. And she ain't going to look like she did when she was 20. So stop fucking berating your wife and stop fucking doing that shit. Alright? The other thing. What the hell is it? What the fuck were we doing? We take care of our body. But we got to work on the liver. The kidneys. I told you what to do with that. Alright? The liver and the kidneys are important. And keep yourself active down there in the prostate, bro. Keep that prostate working. It's very important to release the hostages, because if you don't, the prostate, like any other muscle, is going to die off. And when it dies off, it usually means prostate cancer. It swells up, doesn't shrink, it'll swell up, and you're fucked. Okay? Keep it youth. You want to keep it youthful. Make it think that you're still having babies. You're still ejaculating on a regular basis. It's going to make a difference in your life. So we want to take care of the kidneys. We want to take the liver, the kidneys. We want to do that. And the kidneys and the blood pressure thing are related with the heart. So don't forget about that. All right. Listen to what I said. And the whole muscle bound thing. I don't know what the fuck. What was the lesson in that? That if you get super jacked, okay, you may not be able to throw a baseball anymore, whatever. Listen to me. Guys, we're all going to go through life. Life is full of ups and downs. Everybody has ups and downs. There's nobody out there who is exempt from ups and downs. Look at Donald Trump, okay? Relax. I'm not going to get political. Okay, you could hate his guts, but let's be real. This guy's got to get attacked from every fucking angle possible. Can you imagine being him? Can you imagine? Dude, if I said it in my last video, I'm going to say it again. If Donald Trump cured cancer, you'd have people, the Democrats, people on the left, to be screaming, look at that son of a bitch. Now we put all these doctors out of business and these medical pharmaceutical companies out of business because he fucking cured cancer. The guy can't win. Can you imagine all that stress he has? And so let's equate that to you now. What does that mean to you? What are you stressing shit at work for? Is it really that tough? Huh? Is it really that bad? And if your marriage is bad, you know what I told you to do. I tell you all the time, you got to fix that shit. Fix it. Don't throw it away. Don't think that some 20-year-old girl's going to feed you soup when you're on your fucking deathbed. Okay? She's going to be out fucking doing the fucking disco shit. Well, I said disco. Look how old I am. Going out nightclub shit. Should be fucking doing endless selfies or whatever the fuck. Well, you're there fucking in a hospital needing fucking soup fed to you. I'm just saying. Fix your life. Fix your family. Your family comes first, bro. Over bodybuilding. This bodybuilding shit, bro, it's going to wear off one day. Dorian Yates says it all the time, and I say it. Okay? It's not forever. You may train forever, but you're not going to walk around like fucking Big Willie forever. One day that's going to leave. Whether you force it, whether it's your choice to leave, or you're forced for it to leave, meaning you're sick, and you can't train it because the steroids fucked you up, and you didn't do what I told you. You didn't take care of the liver. You didn't take care of the kidneys. So do the right thing. Change your life. Now's the time. We don't believe in New Year's resolutions, but hey, it's a clean slate, new year, start new. Alright, now's the time. Make those changes. Think good thoughts about yourself. Don't think bad about yourself. Alright? But also be real. If you don't like the way your life is going, look at the man in the fucking mirror. Okay? Look at the man in the mirror and make the changes that's going to make that man stick his chin up and say, you know what, I'm doing the right thing. At least I carry myself. I'm taking care of I pay my child supporter. I'm taking care of my kids. I'm taking out my wife. I'm dating her again. She was once a girl you couldn't wait to see, bro. She was once that girl that when she called, you'd answer the phone, hello? Yeah, hey, oh my God. Yeah, what are we doing tonight? You couldn't wait. She's still that same person, okay? You may say, no, she's not. Yes, she is. You're different. You guys got to change. You got to get back online. You got to get that back together. All right? So do the right thing. That's all I ask. Do the right thing. I'm trying to help you guys. This is about life. Let's keep this talking smack going about life. I don't feel good about today. I feel like this video sucked, to be honest with you. I didn't like all these questions. They weren't bad questions, like off. But this is what you guys are asking me. These are the questions you guys are asking me. I don't make this shit up. I don't really like talking about this stuff, to be honest with you. So give me some good shit. Give me what you want. Something bothering you, something hurting you. You need something fixed in your life, put it down. We'll all help you. Because whenever I talk about shit like to help you in your life, I see other guys join in. And they help. It helps. It really does help. It really does. Okay? So, let's help each other. Let's put down the good shit. You know, again, I just didn't like this video. I really don't. I'm really not happy with this. Okay? I don't do this for me. Because none of this shit means anything. The only thing I like is the fact that I told you about taking care of the liver and the kidney, because that's just so fucking important, bro. Especially if you're on steroids. God damn it, you better do it. So, alright. Enough of that. Get it together. Get your life together. Alright? You're not a bad guy. We need you. God broke the mold when he made you. Believe it or not, every one of you are different. You're unique in your own way. Make that a positive way. You're unique in your own way. Make that be a positive thing, not a bad thing. Okay? Even if you had a lot of ups and downs in your life, you had some bad moments, you went to jail, like I did, or you fucking, your parents were bad, or maybe you were molested as a kid, whatever. I don't know. But you're here. That's gone. Let the past be in the past. There's only the here and the now, bro. The past is the past. There's the here and the now. And the future, nobody knows what's going to happen. Okay? Nobody. No, there's not going to be no World War III. Don't believe that stupid shit. Not now, anyway. Not on Trump's watch. But what I'm trying to tell you is, there's only the here and the now. There's nothing you can do about whatever happened yesterday. Okay? Put it in a filing cabinet in your brain and MoveOn.com. MoveOn.com. Just an expression. I'm not telling you to go to no website. You got to get your shit together. Okay? Start new. Change your thinking. Change your mental GPS and go in a different direction. Okay? God made you, even if you don't believe in God, nature made you different than everybody else. And there's nobody, okay, there's nobody here that is the same as everybody else. Okay? Nobody. Each one of us is different. Each person, two people, two twins. They may look exactly the same. Their voices may be the same, but they're not the same. They're not. I've seen one twin that's bad, one twin that's good. I've seen crazy shit, one twin that's transgendered, one twin that didn't, is straight, whatever the fuck, Just saying, I'm not getting into that shit. But what I'm trying to say is, listen to me. We're all different. God made you unique. Find the best that you can be. Be all you can be. Tap into that. You don't have to be a bodybuilding champion. Nobody gives a shit anyway. Okay? But be the best person that you can be. Because bodybuilding, winning a show, winning a trophy, or seeing, you're pro bodybuilder, I got an IFBB card, or joining 9,000 people a month, a year to get that. Who gives a shit about that? But be the fucking somebody who's loved by their family. Somebody who leads their family. Having your kid look up to you. Having your wife look up to you. Dude, that's the best. That's the best, bro. You're a man then. You're your own man. Be a leader to your family. So you can look yourself in the mirror and say, you know what? I like what I see. That's what you need to do. Fuck the bodybuilding trophies. It's good to bodybuild. I'm not against bodybuilding. I'm a bodybuilder. But what I'm trying to tell you is, get your life together. I'm also my kid's hero. You know what I'm saying? I would die for my kids, and I would die for my girl. Believe it or not, we've got a great relationship. And we've been together a long time, since she was a teenager. So what I'm trying to tell you is, but we work on it. We're best friends. We sit with each other in a restaurant, she sits next to me. We don't sit across from each other. She sits next to me. Even if it's just her and I. Get your life together. Learn. Stop being a fucking dickhead. Nobody likes a dickhead. Stop being stuck in your ways. That's not an envious thing. Okay? Alright. I'll shut the fuck up. Put your good shit down here, please. Again, not the greatest video. Alright? Alright. I'll see you guys a couple days, next week, whatever, in Talk of Smack. Give me some good stuff. Be good to your girl, be good to your significant other, be good to your wife. Pay your fucking child support. You know how I feel about that. Okay? Be the hero, not the zero. And most of all, stop fucking around and get your shit together right here, right now. It's only the here and the now. Forget about the past, and tomorrow, who knows what's going to happen. I'll see you next week.
At Titan Medical Center, we are here to make you feel better, look better, and perform better. We're here to get you to your optimal levels in the most natural way possible. We are a boutique-style clinic without the boutique-style costs. All medications are monitored and prescribed by a physician. Let us help you get the results you've been wanting. Come to Titan Medical Center for the most cutting-edge therapies and the most current information on how to take the most natural approach to your health.